Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, let's talk. Biggest fight of the year so far, you're going to have to go with Errol the Truth Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. You know, it was a big fight. Had a lot of residue from the fight. A lot of things in both ways. As far as Errol Spence goes, you had some of the things people saying that he couldn't make the weight anymore, or that he was injured before, or things like that. And that's normal after a loss like that. That's normal pretty much after losses for boxers. And lots of times, we got to be real. A lot of boxers, they can't wait to fight night because, the training camp is worse. You're sparring dudes, and when people think sparring, that's why I don't even really care about what happens in sparring like ever, because sparring, is different circumstances, when it comes to sparring. There's, sometimes a dude might spar 2 rounds with the guy, right? And then they bring in another guy, that's not tired, fresh. And the guy who has to fight a fresh guy again, or this guy was working on something and didn't do nothing except that. This guy was emulating someone else, blah, blah, blah. So sparring, when something happens in sparring, I think the boxers are onto something when they say what happens in sparring stays in sparring. And that's how it probably should be, but it's not. Because people, especially nowadays with all these outlets, you want to be the first one to get the information out there. So basically after a loss, there's a few excuses for Errol Spence, and why wouldn't there be? That's always that way, especially after a one-sided loss like that. So, when it comes to Terrence Crawford, it's all kind of stuff. Should he rematch the guy at 147? Should he rematch him at 154? Should he be going way up to 168 to try to fight the Jermell Charlo versus Canelo winner? All of those kind of things. So it's a lot of things that you're hearing about the fight. But here's the deal. It was a huge fight. So we're going to hear that kind of stuff. It is what it is. Now, when it comes to Errol Spence, I was just thinking, matter of fact, I was thinking about this yesterday. I wasn't going to do a video about it. I was just thinking about it. I was just thinking, well, damn, Errol Spence going to have some clean-ass hands in a minute. His hands going to be clean. I'm talking about the hygiene going to be at the top. Because, people, he ain't going to be having to shake too many damn hands in the future, right? If his skin is as thin as it is, and I didn't think it was, but hearing that he didn't want to shake Roy Jones, the legend in Roy Jones, he didn't want to shake his hands because Roy Jones picked Terrence Crawford to beat him. Now, Roy Jones explained why, right? And his reasoning was similar to mine. Just very simple reasoning. We've seen Terrence Crawford fight guys that are bigger than him and smaller than him, and we've seen him have to adjust. With Errol Spence, he's always the bigger guy. He's always able to come forward. And I was telling you, when I will compare Errol Spence to Terrence Crawford is when Errol Spence fights in middleweight, when he's 3 divisions higher and he can't just walk everybody down. It's real simple. I saw Terrence Crawford adjust many times, and I hadn't seen that from Errol Spence. Nothing against Errol Spence, just that's the fact. So, you just hearing stuff. I think Errol Spence ain't gonna shake Mike Tyson's hand. What did Mike Tyson say? Mike Tyson said something yesterday too, like he shouldn't fight no damn Terrence Crawford right away. He should take 1 or 2 tune-up fights. Others have said he should take tune-ups. He shouldn't fight Terrence Crawford right away, right? The Teddy Atlases of the world, the Stephen A. Smiths is asking him to retire. That's a lot of hands to not be shaking. But here's the deal: when you go and not want to shake people's hands. Most of these people have good intentions when it comes to Errol Spence, because I don't think there's people that just don't like Errol Spence for no damn reason. Well, Errol Spence hasn't ever given us a reason to not like him so much. Until the Terrence Crawford negotiations, there was a few things there that irked me, but that's not really Errol Spence's fault. That's everybody's fault who starts selling a few tickets, no matter why. Errol Spence would go back. It's not like everybody loved Errol Spence's fighting style or whatever, but when he fought directly after the Olympics went off, he had 6 million people that watched him, right? Everybody doesn't get that opportunity. 6 million people tuned in to one of his fights right when the Olympics were going on. So therefore, because they were on the channel, they was like, oh, I can watch him. Don't turn the channel. And then a few of those people are going to still come watch him from that time to time. So, Gervonta Davis, the face of boxing, and he got an undisputed guy in his division. Got the best guy we ever fought seen Lomachenko in his division. He's got the most feared guy in boxing behind Demetrius Andrade and Shakur Stevenson in his division, right? And did I mention? I'm gonna mention it again. The undisputed living legend in Devin Haney in his division, and that guy that ain't fought none of them is the face of boxing. Yeah, well, whatever. That's just why he's the Black Canelo. Same thing with Canelo. You know, so, you know, it's just things going on in boxing. It's just weird. I just think that, you know, that Errol Spence should go ahead and get his skin thick again like it used to be, because most people who are saying you shouldn't fight Terrence Crawford right away are saying that not to diss this guy. It's just because, hey, we care about the guy. I don't want to see Errol Spence get hurt messing around, and because you know, he's recovered from a lot of things. We see he's recovered for a lot of things. We appreciate him for not wanting to take tune-ups, for jumping straight in. I didn't appreciate all this stuff, but it's not his fault with this A side and B side stuff. I don't think if somebody's #1 pound for pound, somebody else should be A side over him. I don't care, you know, all that. Oh, you know, because I was able to sell tickets and all that. I don't want to hear all that. But at the end of the day, let's hope that Errol Spence's hands stay dirty, so he can at least shake hands with people who seem to be caring about him. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I am up out of here, y'all.